Following independence in 1968, Nauru joined the Commonwealth of Nations as a special member. It became a full member in 2000. 60. The country was admitted to the Asian Development Bank in 1991 and to the United Nations in 1999. 61. Nauru is a member of the Pacific Islands Forum, the South Pacific Regional Environment Program, the South Pacific Commission, and the South Pacific Applied Geoscience Commission. 62. The American Atmospheric Radiation Measurement Program operates a climate monitoring facility on the island. 63. Nauru has no armed forces, though there is a small police force under civilian control. 1. Australia is responsible for Nauru's defense under an informal agreement between the two countries. 1. The September 2005 Memorandum of Understanding between Australia and Nauru provides the latter with financial aid and technical assistance, including the Secretary of Finance to prepare the budget, and advisors on health and education. This aid is in return for Nauru's housing of asylum seekers while their applications for entry into Australia are processed. 55. Nauru uses the Australian dollar as its official currency. 2. Nauru has used its position as a member of the United Nations to gain financial support from both Taiwan, ROC, and China, PRC, by changing its recognition from one to the other under the One China policy. On July 21, 2002, Nauru signed an agreement to establish diplomatic relations with the PRC, accepting $130 million from the PRC for this action. 64. In response, the ROC severed diplomatic relations with Nauru 2 days later. Nauru later re-established links with the ROC on May 14, 2005. 65. And diplomatic ties with the PRC were officially severed on May 31, 2005. 66. However, the PRC continues to maintain a representative office on Nauru. 67. In 2008, Nauru recognized Kosovo as an independent country, and in 2009 Nauru became the fourth country, after Russia, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, to recognize Abkhazia, a breakaway region of Georgia. Russia was reported to be giving Nauru $50 million in humanitarian aid as a result of this recognition. 64. On July 15, 2008, the Nauruan government announced a port refurbishment program, financed with $9 million of development aid received from Russia. The Nauru government claims this aid is not related to its recognizing Abkhazia and South Ossetia. SQ 438. A significant portion of Nauru's income has been in the form of aid from Australia. In 2001, the MV Tampa, a Norwegian ship that had rescued 438 refugees from a stranded 20-meter-long boat, was seeking to dock in Australia. In what became known as the Tampa Affair, the ship was refused entry and boarded by Australian troops. The refugees were eventually loaded onto Royal Australian Navy vessel HMAS Manoora and taken to Nauru to be held in detention facilities which later became part of the Howard government's Pacific Solution. Nauru operated 2 detention centers known as State House and Topside for these refugees in exchange for Australian aid. By November 2005, only 2 refugees, Mohammed Sagar and Mohammed Faisal, remained on Nauru from those first sent there in 2001, with Sagar finally resettling in early 2007. The Australian government sent further groups of asylum seekers to Nauru in late 2006 and early 2007. The refugee centre was closed in 2008, but, following the Australian government's readoption of the Pacific Solution in August 2012, it has reopened it. Amnesty International has described the conditions of the refugees of war living in